Welcome to the Rangers Today Baseball Podcast. From the bus leagues to the big leagues, the Rangers Today Baseball Podcast has got you covered. Here's Jeff and John.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Rangers Today Baseball Podcast. This is episode number 111, and today is Sebastian Walcott. We've already gotten him out there today and got him recorded. We had slight technical difficulties, but it was a great interview. You guys stay with it, listen to him. He was a lot of fun, wasn't he?
Yeah, that was, he turns 18
next week?
I don't know, Friday. So he's 17, but he's definitely not your normal 17-year-old. He's not nervous. He's very well composed, laughed, had fun. So it's going to be a good interview. And he's a top 100 prospect. Once Wyatt Langford and Evan Carter graduate, Sebastian Walcott's going to be the Rangers' top prospect.
Yeah.
So, good kid, good head on his shoulders. So
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, good job, Mom and Dad.
And just for y'all stay with it, we had to do it outside and get out there and do it outside. And there was some stuff going on in the background. So just listen to that. Okay. Hey, this is 111. It's our first one at both of us at spring training. It's been a fun time. Again, this is brought to you by Premier Properties. If you're buying, selling, leasing, or you've got some management property you want to have managed, go to Premier Properties at swdallasrealty.com. That's SW like Southwest Dallas Realty.com. Or you can just DM me, whether it's on Twitter or Facebook, or message me or whatever, and I can help you in any way you need to. Also, you're running a special.
We are running a special. Go to rangerstoday.com /spring training deal, hyphens between all three words. Anyway, $48 for 12 months. That's $4 a month. It's $12 off the regular price. It's just a bargain. It really is. If you like the Rangers, if you want to know about the minor leagues and the big leagues, we're your place. We cover the minor leagues better than anybody else. And, nobody else is having Sebastian Walcott on their podcast, for instance. So we have just a good time. We're not too serious. We have fun. It's fun reading. So go on and get that subscription. Join the fun that everybody else is having. Well,
listen, this has been a fun adventure. We just got here Thursday. Was actually Wednesday night we got here. So yesterday we got here we were really tired. We got here about 4 a.m. And then had about 3 in the morning, had about 4 hours sleep. So we kind of passed out early. But, this morning we were in Clubhouse talking to people. We got some people that are lined up and ready to go. We're going to have on Travis Jankowski's going to join us. We've talked to some other people during the season that are already ready to jump on with us. They had fun on it last year and doing that. But we got to talk about big league stuff that's going on. Wyatt Langford's making his case, definitely.
Yeah, well, I mean, the biggest news was today was
Nate Lowe.
Yeah, with a oblique strain that's going to keep him out 3 to 4 weeks, maybe a little shorter, maybe a little longer. But opening day appears to be out of the question for him, and he was bummed about that. So I understandably so. But he said he'd never been injured in his life. He said he broke his arm in 8th grade playing football, but that's it. And so he doesn't really think it's last season when he played 178 of the Rangers' 179 games. I think it's just kind of a cumulative effect, and he was due. So anyway, he's going to do his best to get back, and we'll see what happens. On the more positive injury front, Corey Seager's taking ground balls.
You talked to him?
I talked to him. We can get video of that at our YouTube channel, which you can subscribe to by hitting the little button there on your screen. And Josh Young had an MRI on his calf strain, and if it's clear, then he can start running again. He's doing all baseball activities anyway, so looks like he will be ready for opening day. Seager, I'm not so sure, but anyway, we'll see. But guys are getting healthy, and the thing is, even if Seager and Lowe are out opening day, it's going to be like a week or a few days. Yeah. It's they're just getting this stuff out of the way.
This isn't a May thing. They're not coming back in May. They're going to be in sometime in May.
And it's better now than in May or June or September.
Yeah. So. And I tell you right now, what you can see, and we all know how Corey is in the clubhouse when you see him. He was all grins today. He was talked to me, talked to you.
Played cards.
Cards. Yeah, he was taking out his frustration on his teammates in cards is what he was doing that. But he was all smiles and grins. And when Corey Seager is smiles and grins, it means I remember last year when he had the hamstring thing and he would talk to you and say hello and kind of, but then all of a sudden you started seeing him having fun. Yeah. And then you realized he's about to go to Frisco or somewhere and get some at-bats because he's feeling good.
I mean, nobody likes being hurt.
No.
They all hate it. And even spring training. I know that these spring training days, they're short. They're kind of a nuisance, but they don't want to miss it. They want to be out there with the guys. They want to be ready for the regular season. So, when you see these guys taking it in stride now and you can tell that something positive's happened, like you were saying. So anyway, so that's good news. Other positive things that are happening. Jack Leiter pitched really well today. He allowed 2 runs in 3 innings. The 2 runs really shouldn't have scored. He gave up a home run to Michael Massey for the Royals, and like 1 or 2 pitches before, Massey had hit a foul ball down the left field line that Langford missed, and
missed
it by a mile. And so, when you miss something that bad, it's like, okay, he obviously lost sight of it, whether it was in the sun or just this high blue sky here. Arizona is a terrible place to play the outfield. He made a nice catch later in the game, running in shallow left center where it was kind of a ball in no man's land, and he tracked it down. He also homered, which is his calling card, and he hit it off of Will Smith. So Rangers fans have seen that before. But no, Will was good for the Rangers for a time last year. He served a purpose. If they
re-signed him, I would have been okay with it. I mean,
and we really
I really like
the guy.
Yeah.
And he's won 3 straight World Series with 3 different teams. So that says something about Will Smith. But he did give up the homer to Langford. Langford has 4 now. The guy
he's leading the Rangers.
He's leading the Cactus League. I think he's tied for the Cactus League. He can hit, and he's gonna hit, and it's gonna get better. Bruce Bochy said this afterward that he's facing guys he's never faced before. So once Wyatt Langford gets a book on guys, forget about them getting a book on him. Once he has a book on them, is going to get even better. So I still think he makes the team. I think.
Well, with the Lowe injury, it's Lowe wasn't going to make a decision for him. That's going to open up another.
Well, door. If Lowe and Seager are both out and the Rangers need some offense, then
that's going to be.
It definitely does. But I think he's in it anyway. But
I've said it over and over. If you're one of the 9 best hitters, you will make the team.
That's usually the case.
Yes, usually the case.
So anyway,
and on Lowe, you talked about Lowe's injury, but let's be honest. I think they're trying to find a way to get him a blow this year anyway, where some guys could fill in, give him at least half a day off, maybe as a DH, or get off his legs a little bit. So, I mean, look, it sucks he might miss the beginning of the season, but I think whether he was healthy or not, they were going to find a way once a week or so to try to get him a rest. Those guys like him and Simeon, though, they hate coming out of the lineup.
Yeah.
So, but even a half, why don't look today just DH,
sure,
do something like that for us and try to stay off your feet some. Because, man, remember, his defense was a problem before last year, and boy, last year he was great.
He won the Gold Glove.
Yeah.
And so when you're thinking about who's going to replace him,
Krim,
who do you got? Jared Walsh, who's having a great spring.
Yeah,
he's hitting 400.
And he hit a home run today too.
Hit a home run off a lefty, and he's a left-handed hitter. He's just been so bad the last couple of years. I mean, last year he hit 125 and 104 at bats.
He's played the home run game.
Well, that's good. He needs to play the home run game as in hitting the ball out of the ballpark more consistently. But he's a former All-Star.
Yeah, and
he knows his way around first base. So does Blaine Krim, who is a hit machine. Has done it throughout the minors. Just hit. He's even done a little bit this spring too.
He talked about him too.
Yeah, he's not on the 40-man roster, so that might give an advantage to Justin Foscue, who is
right.
Foscue has very limited experience at first base. He's playing it a lot this spring. He says he's comfortable there. Says he likes the position. It's not going to be like a 2-month thing. It's going to be, let's say, 2 weeks at the most. Worst case scenario, 2 weeks, at least based on this initial prognosis. So, do you want to live with the potential that a ball that usually gets scooped gets by a guy, or or the first baseman's out of position and goes over, towards second base to make a play and the pitcher doesn't cover. Something like that. You got to get outs. The Rangers proved that last year that defense wins championships. They had the best defense in the American League.
Right.
Pitchers love it when outs are made that are supposed to be made, and even outs that are made that don't get made. So, do you worry about that with Justin Foscue on a short-term basis? And look, maybe it's just a platoon. Maybe it's a Walsh Foscue platoon. So how many lefties are the Rangers going to face to open the season? Opening day, they're probably going to face one. The Cubs will probably start a left-hander. But who knows? So again, this is going to be a big decision for sure, but
you'll be here for it.
Yeah, but it's only going to be for a short time. So, but yeah, hey, we got something to talk about now.
And Jared Walsh coming in like he has. Let's remember, if he comes in on an injury like this, Travis Jankowski came in on an injury like that.
Yeah, last year.
And ended up becoming a World Series hero, ended up being major contributor throughout the season. He would come in late in games, and the Rangers loved it so much, they signed him to a big league deal.
Yeah.
And brought him back. And so, maybe Walsh, if he's hitting well now, if that continues, he'll have a spot on the team.
Yeah, he might. Yeah. But Bochy also mentioned Ezekiel Duran and Josh Smith. Duran might be playing shortstop, for Seager. So it's going to be.
I think Young's back because Young's
going to be there. That's not a concern. So I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Now we got to talk about this because we always have to talk about this. Jordan Montgomery still looms out there.
Yeah,
there's all kinds of talk about that. I mean, I saw some stuff today where he quit following the Rangers on Instagram and now he's following the Dodgers, but you know how that crap works. But I don't know. I mean, we're getting now, geez.
Yeah.
It's the 8th. Yeah. And, he's not going to be ready for opening day.
Yeah. I
know he's throwing, but.
Sure. I think that, Joey Votto signed with the Blue Jays yesterday, signed a minor league deal, and he, a veteran of many, many years, anticipates that he will start the season in the minor leagues.
Yeah.
And that's a position player who's been working out, who's been pretty funny on social media.
Yeah.
Who says that here on March the 8th that he needs to be in the minor leagues to start the season to get ready. So, and that's just a guy who has to catch balls at first base who's been doing it his whole life and is a terrific hitter with great strike zone discipline and all this stuff.
Yeah. And he's from Canada, right?
Yeah, it's his hometown team. So Jordan Montgomery it just doesn't seem, or Blake Snell, Michael Lorenzen, Zach Greinke, all these guys who are still free agents, it doesn't seem plausible that they would step in to being major league ready, at least not for 7 innings by opening day. Now, I think that Jake Arrieta is the latest example. TCU great. He signed with the Phillies, I believe it was like middle March, and I'm not sure how quickly he was in the Phillies rotation at the start of the season. They could conceivably, the Rangers or whoever signs Montgomery and Snell could build him up in the majors. His first start would be 3 innings, or the next one would be 4, kind of like the Rangers did with Eovaldi last year when he was coming back from injury. And maybe 3 innings from him is better than 3 innings from Danny Duffy. I don't, whoever is the 5th starter for the Rangers. But the big thing is it would be another body, because the Rangers are a little thin. Owen White and Zach Kent didn't have a great spring. They're already out in minor league camp. Jose Urania and Danny Duffy have been pretty good, but Duffy hasn't pitched in the majors in two or 3 seasons. Urania has been pretty inconsistent the last few years, but he looks good.
Yeah.
But anyway, the more pitching depth you have, the better. The question is, Jordan Montgomery apparently wants a 7-year deal still. That's just not going to happen at this point.
No.
And
if it does, it's not a contending team.
Well, the Dodgers have all the money in the world, and maybe they pull it off. Maybe they defer 130 million of it. I mean, I don't think Montgomery would do that, but you know what I'm saying,
right?
I think he's got to sign a 1-year deal or a 3-year deal
with an opt out after one.
Take the money, get into camp. Hope the baseball landscape's changing. With TV packages, cable cutting, the cord cutters going to streaming. Cable partners are going to be harder and harder to find, and that money that these teams have been making a fortune on, including the Rangers, they're finding this out right now. It's just not going to be there in the future. So what is if he signs a 3-year deal? Right. What does the landscape look like in 3 years? And so sure. it's going to be interesting. But I'm still shocked that neither of those guys has signed. It's definitely a problem. Baseball definitely has a problem that these guys should be in camp. They need to have like at the NBA, they need to have a 2-week period where they just all free agent business takes place. And
that would drive Scott Boras literally through the roof.
Yeah.
He can't. That's his. But that's
bad,
the way it is. And look,
he's still doing just fine.
Here's the reality on Jordan Montgomery. He is a good pitcher, and I like Jordan. And he was nice and a good pitcher, but he had his absolute best season ever last year.
Yeah,
and which is good. That's your walk year. And you have your best year. So is that an outlier? I mean, he wasn't horrible as other seasons.
Yeah, I mean, his career ERA is like 3.5. It's better. Right. It's better than Aaron Nola, who signed a 7-year deal with the Phillies.
But he's not an ace.
He's staying with the Phillies.
True ace.
Yeah. So it's. I understand where he's coming from. This is his chance, boy, to hit it big,
to cash in. Absolutely.
But at this point, do you want to hit it big or do you want to pitch and
bet on yourself?
Bet on yourself.
Yep.
So I don't know, but it's still out there, and as long as he's out there, it's going to be something that we're going to have to follow.
Sure.
As long as the Rangers have a lack of pitching depth. I mean, you look around the league, and the Cardinals are dealing with an injury right now with Sonny Gray. The Giants have injuries. Obviously, the Red Sox with Lucas Giolito. That's the thing. Everybody thinks that they're going to just pour out money, but they didn't pour out money this offseason anyway, or past offseason. So
right.
I don't know, but the Rangers are a pitching injury away from being in that situation.
Sure.
So at that point, if it happens, and Christ, there's 3 weeks left in spring training, you never know.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll see what happens.
Okay, so let's go get to Sebastian.
Yeah,
we'll get him in here. And by the way, we're going to have to go down the bus leagues because while you were at the big league game, I went to the backfields and handled that.
Yeah.
And there was some stories to tell from back there. Actually,
right.
I talked to Chris Young for a second. Guys, we're going to Sebastian Walcott right after this. Then we're going to go down the bus leagues. All right, guys, and joining us right now is Texas Rangers. Let me tell you what, he's one of the top prospects in the organization right now. And if all goes according to plan with the Rangers this season, probably the top one in the organization next year because the other are ineligible.
That's right.
It's young shortstop Sebastian Walcott, and I mean young in that I've got a kid his age. How you doing, buddy? Great. Thanks for stopping down. Listen, you got a birthday coming up. You asked for anything special for your birthday?
Nah, just a baseball game. That's all I wanted to play baseball. They can probably arrange that for you. I would imagine that's going to happen. So tell us, we talked to you last year. You were this fresh-faced 16-year-old. You just signed. About to turn 17. How did your first season of professional baseball go?
I would say it went pretty good. Just going in, I'll try to put no pressure on myself. A lot of people so I'll try to block that out and just play my game. But overall, it went pretty good. But I'm ready to improve. I have some things to improve on going into this year, so I'm ready to have a much better year this year.
Okay, so what do you need to improve on? What did you learn?
Well, this past offseason, I've been working on play discipline, just pitch recognition, just like working on like hitting my pitch and like not chasing any other pitch. And I think that would be like the main thing I worked on this offseason.
How do you work on that? Do you have somebody?
They set me with an app. It's called the U-Hit app. So
is it virtual reality?
Yeah,
so you put on the mask?
No, it's like on your phone.
Oh, okay.
So you go on your phone and it's like hit pitches in the zone, hit certain pitches. And like I think that helped me a lot because I definitely see it in the scrimmages we've been playing in so far.
Yeah,
it's definitely been paying off.
Yeah, it seems like that you're getting some major league players, and you hit behind Dolis Garcia the other day. What is that like? Is it just baseball? Is that what you're learning, or is there something else?
It's just baseball, but with just being able to play with those guys like Dolis, it's just like it's fun to watch. It's like just learning from them, like what they do in the batter's box, what's their approach. And it's like just watching them. It's like you can learn a lot from just watching them.
What did you also played shortstop behind Nathan Eovaldi, who's a great pitcher. I mean, what was that like? Because you had to see some stuff you probably hadn't seen before.
And today he played behind John Gray.
Yeah.
Just playing behind those guys, like the way they pitch, the way they carry themselves on the mound. Like, all right, he got me, and I got him. So it's basically like we're teammates, and so we gotta play for each other. So when he's doing his job on the mound, I'm gonna try to do my job as shortstop to help him out on the mound.
Okay, so the rest of the spring, what do you want to accomplish?
Just be able to compete. That's the main goal. Compete with anybody, no matter if it's an AB on the field. Just competing, just playing the best game that I can possibly play, and don't try to change anything. Don't try to change. No matter how the game goes, it could be a 0-4 game, 4 strikeouts. It could be a 4-4 game, 4 home runs. Just try to stay the same as much as possible and be able to compete with anybody.
Are you expecting a down east? Or I know you finished last year at Hickory. Do you have any idea or any thoughts where you're going, or do you care?
I have no idea where I'm going, but no matter where I'm going, I'm going to compete the same. I'm going to play my game. I'm going to play hard like I've always been playing my whole life. And whichever team I go to, and if I stay there the whole year, if I go up to Hickory later on in the year, if I started the year at Hickory, try to win the championship with that team no matter what.
All right. So the way our show works is that I ask the baseball questions, and then John asks non-baseball questions. So it's John's turn.
Yeah. So, first of all, your dad was an athlete, right?
Yes.
Now, so he played basketball. He played pro basketball?
No, semi-pro.
Semi-pro, like in the Bahamas?
Yeah, Bahamas. Yeah.
Okay. So that's where the height. How tall are you? 6'4"?
I'm 6'4.5".
17 and 6'4.5".
Don't forget the half.
Then the half, and he's going to grow. He's going to be 6'5".
But your dad was like 6'5", 6'6". He's 6'6".
Yeah. So he's still looking down at you. You're going to pass.
No, you're looking up at him. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my kids. Okay. Now. So growing up, now we know you're a baseball player. Your dad was a basketball player. Did you play any other sports?
I play a little bit of basketball because before I started playing baseball, my dad introduced me to basketball.
Right.
Because that's the sport he wanted me and my brother to play. And at first, we didn't like it. And then my brother transitioned to baseball. Then I followed my brother. And then that's how I continued to start playing baseball. But I'll play basketball on the side from here to there. I just continue to play basketball, just not as much as baseball, though.
Okay. I got to ask this. Did you pitch ever?
Yeah, I did.
Because I saw him take that last inning. He threw a ball for shortstop. He hit one in the hole. He bounced it over, but that thing might have been 98 miles an hour across the field. Did you ever get clocked? How hard?
Year before I signed in 2022, I threw 92 on the mound. So
92. Okay, 92. That's still good.
But pitching was never an option. It was always going to be.
No, just shortstop was always the main thing. But if pitcher came along, then I'll be fine with it.
All right,
you'd be okay with it. Okay, what's your favorite kind of food?
Curry chicken is a Caribbean dish.
It's a Caribbean dish. Okay, so curry chicken. So does your mom make it, or does someone make it?
My mom makes it.
Okay, so since you've been in the States, have you fallen in love with any fast food?
There's a Cane's right like 3 minutes away. I like to go to Cane's.
You had that for lunch.
I had Cane's for lunch.
You had Cane's for lunch?
I'm eating healthy this
yeah. I love their Texas toast.
It's the best part.
Yeah. Five Guys. I'm a big Five Guys.
Are you a burger guy? You like a burger? Five Guys is good. So, so let me ask you this. I'm assuming that the answer you just gave me was it. So your favorite home cooked meal is by your mom, and it's curry chicken. Yeah. So tell me what curry chicken is. What is it?
So it's basically chicken with seasoning. I think you mix some seasonings up, and like it's basically like supposed to have a curry taste, like almost like a spicy taste.
Right.
And you make white rice with it as well. So it's curry chicken with white rice, and That's my opinion.
And you can shovel it in.
Yeah.
And put it away, because these baseball players, we've said it over and over, they put some calories down.
Yeah.
That's all, that's all you guys do is eat.
That's all you eat and all of that. Okay, so outside of baseball, what do you like to do? Are you a video game guy? Do you like to play video games?
Yeah, I like to play video games.
What's your favorite one?
MLB The Show.
MLB The Show?
MLB The Show.
And who's your team? The Rangers or who?
I'll be at the Rangers.
Have you created yourself?
Yeah, I'm playing. I made a team. I have a goalie on my team, so I've been doing pretty good with him as well. I have Marcus Senior on my team as well, and I've been doing really good with him as well. So.
Do you buy a lot of stubs, or do you just try to?
No, I earn
challenges?
Stuff. So I play games that you earn stuff by selling players. So I do. I sell a lot of players out I don't need, and I buy players with those stuff. So
yeah, my son is a big MLB The Show guy. He's only 11, but plays it all the time. We ordered the new game. Have you pre-ordered?
No, I haven't pre-ordered.
Yeah, I think if you pre-order, you get like a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Plus, it's there for you on the.
And I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
It's a pretty sweet game.
I played MLB The Show. We have it. It's an old version, but I got killed. My kids were killing me at it, and I quit. I'm a dad that says if you're not going to win, then quit and go pout about it. That's what I do.
Well, he has to put it on like the easy mode for me to throw and pitch, and he only throws me fastballs,
right?
Which is very generous.
Yeah,
because I'm throwing him everything I got, and he's still whipping me. And we play at the Polo Grounds,
the old Yankee Polo Grounds,
the Giants. Yeah, and it's like 250 down the lines.
Oh my god!
But it's like 480 to center.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous,
it's
fun. It's a really fun game. It's really cool. I'm always an all-star team and try to be old all-stars, not the new guys.
Now, is there anything else outside of video games? Do you play? Do you hunt and fish back home? Are you?
Oh no, we don't do much hunting and fishing. I would say the biggest sports down the Bahamas is basketball and track and field. So I used to do track and field back in middle school.
Right.
And then I stopped. And then because baseball's always the main sport. I just wanted something to do on the side.
Sure.
Sports. Because it was for my school and it was made events for my school. I just try to help with my school as much as possible.
Well, so here's how dumb I am. Ross Fenstermaker called me out, and Ross is gonna love that I said this. I was talking, and I've been to the Bahamas. I didn't even realize it, but it's an English-speaking country.
Yeah.
Everyone speaks English. And I was amazed at how well Sebastian speaks English. And I was sitting there with Ross, and I go, man, his English is great. And he goes, well, they speak English in the Bahamas. And I said, that's how dumb I am. I said, I didn't know that they did, because you see a lot of international signings. The kids come over here, and they're mostly from Latin countries, and they're learning English well.
So what is life like in the Bahamas?
Yeah, do you go swimming a lot? Do you stay at the beach? Or?
Yeah, the beaches are beautiful. So we usually spend our time at the beaches, and then after probably get some snacks. And so mostly tourists are at the beaches, and there's a lot of tourists at the beaches. So there's some local ones that only Bahamians go to, and then there's some beaches that mostly tourists go to. So I go to the beaches that mostly Bahamians go to just because it's less populated. But
sure.
I enjoy it, but it's so beautiful.
Are you a surfer?
No, we don't get much waves. So.
So is it like 80 degrees every day?
Mostly every day.
And is it humid though? Because you're on an island, surrounded by the ocean. Have you been through a hurricane?
Yes, yeah, I've been through a hurricane. I haven't experienced the middle part of the hurricanes. We just got the outskirts.
Okay,
but other islands have experienced like the worst part of hurricanes.
The eye, coming over.
I can't imagine. I mean, that's scary.
Yeah.
But nothing happened. You guys were good.
Yeah, everybody was good.
So it just rained like hell, and
and
a
lot of
wind blew.
Yeah, a lot of flooding, heavy winds.
Okay.
Now, how many brothers and sisters you got?
I have one brother.
Now he's older. Did he play ball? Did he go anywhere?
Yeah, he's playing baseball at Nova Southeastern University.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Florida.
Okay. Well, God, you're only 17. So what is he? 18, 20?
20.
Okay.
Yeah, 20.
So he got a chance to get drafted, you think?
I hope so. He's been working on his pitching a lot, and his velo is up there. So all he does is work on his command. I feel like I truly believe he has a chance of getting drafted.
So you work out with him?
Yeah, I do.
So that's nice to have you can hit live off of him, I guess.
No, he hasn't done it. We have a catcher, so he has somebody to throw to. But I catch a lot of his bullpen. So when when he needs something to throw to, I'll get down and catch him all his different pitches, because I've been catching him for my whole life. And I already know how he throws, all his pitches. So I was like, all right, if you need someone to throw to, you can throw.
So you're not going to transition to catcher though. You're
No.
So tell me this: in the organization now, who's your best friend? Who's been your buddy you kind of fallen in with and hanging with?
The person I spent the most time with is Chandler Pollard. He got drafted in 2022.
Yeah.
We've been roommates ever since I came back to Arizona for Complex League. He's been my roommate, and every time I play shortstop, he mostly plays second base. So we already got that connection.
Oh yeah.
And we're roommates, so we also spend a lot of time together and play video games together. So I'll say he's like my best friend.
He's from Atlanta.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, Atlanta. Yeah. So
okay.
He was 2022 draft, 4th round, I think, and somebody who's on some prospect lists in top 20s, top 30s, and
Good guy to hang with.
yeah, and not too far away if you're in Florida. Atlanta's hop on a quick little flight, go hang out.
Well, now will your folks come in town? Will they come in for some of the season this year and try to catch some games?
I hope so.
Is it tough to get out and get away?
No, absolutely not. It depends where I'm going. So if I go either to Downey or Hickory, they'll probably come out to one of those two and watch some games for about a week or two.
Yeah.
And then fly back out to the house.
Now, what's your mom and dad do? What do they do for a living? What's your dad do?
My dad is an engineer. My mom's a real estate agent.
I'm a real estate agent. See, I'm going to go to Bahamas and hook up with his mom and buy some property down there. That's good.
We need some partners.
Absolutely. That's great.
Let's exchange information after the call here.
Well, look, we've had him 15 minutes here. This has been great to break down. You got anything else for him before we get him out of here?
You're in a good place. You're not listening to the hype. Just be you. Just go out there and not worry about anything.
Let me tell you what, you didn't watch the game, the little inter squad game. So he only hit against big league pitching until his last at bat. And he went against Porter. You went against Brock.
Yeah,
I'm telling you went 0 for 3 or 4, but the ball coming off the bat. He hit 2 pop-ups that I wouldn't have been able to get under, and I used to play ball. I mean, you're putting some barrels on it. I'll tell you right now, it looks good.
Yeah, that's my whole goal for this offseason, just for the spring training, just put the barrel on the base, so hit the ball as hard as I can.
Now, do you have a goal where you want it? Would you like to end up in AA, or doesn't matter? You just want to be where you are.
I just want to be where I'm at. So if I'm down east, I'd like to go back up to Hickory mid-season. If I'm Hickory. I'll try to work my way up to AA, but if that doesn't happen, I'll be happy in Hickory.
All right.
Awesome.
Is that it?
That's all we got.
Hey, man, Sebastian Walcott, thanks for stopping down for us, buddy.
No
Good luck this season. We may try to hit you up again. We'll get you on a Zoom call or something like that.
Sure.
Thanks, buddy.
No problem.
Thanks for breaking down. That's Sebastian Walcott. We're going to go down in the bus leagues right after this. Big thanks to Sebastian Walcott for joining us. What a great kid. And guys, thanks for your patience dealing with. I know there was some audio and video issues there.
Start, yeah.
But it is what it is. We're going to have a better place to go now. We found a better place now. But I think we'll do another one. We can go in the media room too and do some stuff. So, but we just didn't have good Wi-Fi, and that was our fault. Okay, while you were watching the game, we got to talk about the minor leagues and what we saw down there. Now, John Gray pitched in what was called, for you guys that have never been out here, got to come out to spring training. They have these right now before the minor leaguers start playing their games. They're playing inter squad games.
Yeah.
Sebastian played in the inter squad game. I got some videos of him doing that. But if you look, John Gray went out through. He threw probably at least 5 innings. They do what the up downs, which were important.
Sure.
Back there, but man, all the people were gathered around. Sebastian looked fantastic. Like I said, we talked about that when he was on. He was barreling the ball, didn't get a hit.
He was facing Danny Duffy
and
Brock Porter. So
right. He wasn't. There were no slouches on his end. Who he was facing. The last guy he faced was Lopez. Big kid. He was throwing pretty good too.
Yeah, the Rangers have a lot of arms. A lot of arms. They're younger mostly.
Sure.
We talk about the big 4. I guess the 4 advanced guys.
Right.
Leiter, Wynn, White, Kent. I'd throw Dane Acker in there. I really, really like Dane Acker.
I think he's going to be the big league.
I'm a little surprised he wasn't in big league camp, to be honest. But anyway,
It's all right.
Yeah, but to your point, when the Rangers minor league hitters are facing quality arms,
absolutely.
and then you throw in some major leaguers, and they opens their eyes. So
yep. Well, and I'll tell you something else that was funny. I saw Mitch Bratt, who we like, who's been on the show. Mitch was pitching to Abby Ortiz, and Abby took him yard, and it was really funny. So, guys, you got to understand. By this time, everybody had gone away. When John and Danny and those guys were pitching, Bochy and Maddox were there.
Yeah.
There were 200 people crowded around that field. Mm-hmm. Chris Young was there. I talked to Chris Young for a second, and I'll talk about what we were talking about in a second. But after the big leaguers were done and got out of there, a lot of people cleared out. And so there wasn't many people there. Bratt comes up. He's pitching to Ortiz. I don't know what he threw. I was kind of off to the side, and I didn't have a video camera on. Ortiz took him deep. And it was halfway. It barely crossed first base going, he pulled it down the right field line. He never even looked at it. He just looked at his catcher, who was Mitchell, and he said, I got to get that ball down. And wasn't upset, wasn't pissed, nothing. It's just like, I got to get that ball down. I made a mistake there. Brock Porter looked great when he was doing it. And, Ortiz looked good over there at first base. It was really a lot of fun to see these guys playing back there. But the thing that caught my eye, and remember, I was texting you about it.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there. There's 200 people around watching this, and while that's going on, guys, if you've never been, if you have kids that have played ball, you go to these baseball complexes. There's 4 fields, whether there's tournaments going on. Softball complexes. There's 4 fields around a little, concession area or whatever. That's kind of what it's like back where these minor leaguers are. Well, while the big leaguers were playing in this inter-squad game with a lot of the upper minor or the better minor league players, behind us, the really young Latin and other new draft pick kids and all of them, they were playing in an inter-squad game behind us. Well, nobody was hardly watching them. And so I'm sitting there, and I heard that noise you hear when someone pops a glove hard.
Yeah.
And it popped. And so I turned around, and I turned around, and I was like, what was that? And I turned around, and Chris Young. So I turned around, and I watched the guy throw the next pitch, and immediately thought to myself, that had some heat on it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get around those guys when there was nobody around, right behind home plate, a lot of Ranger personnel are sitting there.
Yep.
They got their computers out, doing all that. They're tracking these pitches and all of that. So I walked over there and just kind of leaned over and was looking at that. He threw his next 3. A new batter came up, 99. The guy fouled off one, 99. Then he threw like a 93 mile an hour, and I don't know if it was a split or a fork or whatever it was. Fenstermaker thinks it was either a split or a fork ball.
Probably a split.
Split.
Balls are very rare. Yeah.
But Fenstermaker told me when I asked Ross about him, he said that was his the split, I guess, because his slider goes down to 88.
Oh wow!
But
so
anyway,
who is this? Who is this?
So his last name was Tiger. So I text you and I said, "Who is Tiger?" And you didn't see it right away, but by the time you had got it to me, I was standing next to Chris Young. I was like, "Hey, who is this kid Tiger back here?" And it's Isaac Tiger. How's it spelled?
Isack. Yeah,
a little different.
Not your traditional Isaac.
So Isaac Tiger, he's a kid out of Chris Young tells me he's out of California.
Mm-hmm.
Took him in the 7th round, and he was from a Kansas junior college.
Yeah, I think Butler, but I'm not sure about that. But anyway, yeah,
they are high on him, really high on him. In fact, I'll tell you how high. I went over to Fenstermaker a little bit later, and he was already out of the game, and went over to talk to Ross. We like Ross; he's a big friend.
Oh yeah,
and so we were over there just talking and about that. And I said, "Hey, I tell you what, I saw this kid Isaac Tiger," and he goes, "Big things." He goes, "That kid, we're going to probably start that kid in down east." He goes, "But we expect that he might progress all the way to Frisco."
That's pretty good.
That's high thinking. And so I asked if he's going to be in the bullpen, or is he going to be? Because somebody throwing 99 miles an hour. He said he's a starter right now. That's where they plan on keeping him at.
No.
Is in the bullpen.
Well, he
in the rotation.
He was a 7th round pick this last draft, and he had committed to Kansas and was going to go to Kansas, but the Rangers got him out of it, and out of his
probably
commitment.
Went over slot.
They didn't go over slot, I don't think. He was 7th rounder, so it wasn't a ton of money anyway. But he was a coveted by obviously the Rangers, probably other major league teams, but
Probably other college teams.
other college teams. And Kansas is in the Big 12. They signed a lot of guys this year, with the NIL and the transfer portal and all that. They loaded up. They're playing TCU this weekend. So it's not going to be like the past few years. Kansas has been dreadful in baseball, but anyway,
and football.
Anyway,
now they're getting better at both.
Yeah, this guy's a good sign. Obviously, we'll see what happens. But you're talking about everybody looks at the first couple picks. Obviously, first rounder, second rounder, third rounders.
Right.
Brock Porter was the fourth rounder in 22. Not Pollard, as I was talking to Sebastian Walcott. He was the fifth round pick that year. But in any event, seventh round is pretty late. If you look at statistics of where guys in the draft, when they reach the major leagues, once you get past like the third pick, it drops off pretty sharply. So if you can find a guy in the seventh round who makes the major leagues, it's kind of a steal. I mean, Cody Bradford was a sixth rounder, probably would have gone higher if he hadn't been hurt his senior year. But the point is, when we talk about Mark Church, 18th round pick.
I was about to say
Blaine Krim, 19th round pick. Derek Holland was like a 26th, 28th round pick.
Gordon Kinsler like a 16th round.
He was 18th round. So Mitch Moreland was 17th or 18th on both those guys. But the point is that the Rangers do some good scouting. They do find,
and that's
guys.
called development.
Well, you look at Emiliano Teodo. He was like a $10,000 signing, and now he's throwing 102 and was in big league camp. Abby Ortiz, who was in the draft, a later round pick. It's the Rangers are doing a good job in the drafts for the most part. They have missed at the top, but those are the ones that get the attention. They're the ones that have to hit too. But
right,
you do find guys throughout the organization, even on the major league team, who are later round picks, and Rangers are finding them and doing something with them.
Well, and one thing we need to do too here in a week or two is start trying to figure out where we think these guys are going to start.
Yeah, I'll let the Rangers handle that. The guesswork probably.
I like to guess.
We can get educated guesses. Talking to the guys and where they think everything is going to fall, and just adding. Connecting the dots. Where were they last year? Did they do enough there? Are they going to move on? So,
you want to hear my educated guess?
Okay.
Isaac Tiger is going to start it down east.
Okay. That sounds good. Yeah.
I've got it on some inside info that might happen.
Okay. Yeah. Well, unlike, Walcott, he finished last year at Hickory, but he went to Hickory because it was a better fit for him just in the short term. But, that means he could start it down east. Like he was saying, he doesn't know where he's going to go, but he can start it down east, and nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
And he's again very, very young. He'll be probably, I'd imagine, one of the youngest players in that league.
You think
in either league, wherever he ends up. But yeah, I'm gonna. But it is a fun day when that happens. I think the AAA season opens March 29th. They have a little bit longer season than the rest, and then April 5th. Or 6th, somewhere in that ballpark, will be the start of the other three seasons. So that first week of the major league seasons when we should know for sure where these guys are going to be starting.
Yeah.
So, but minor league games against other organizations start Monday. So if you're going to be here for spring break, check those out. If you see us back there. We've got on some Rangers Today gear, so stop us, say hello. We might even have a QR code that you can scan for an even better sale than the one we currently have going. So say hi. We want to grow this thing. We want to meet you. We want you to know that you're welcome and your insight and your thoughts. And we appreciate all the comments and
we respond to all of them. We try to. I mean, I do. For all of them, Jeff's always busy writing, but he does too. I mean, look, this is a beat writer and a Ranger media outlet that will talk to you. I mean, it's very rare we don't get back with somebody.
Yeah.
It just, we may not see it right away, but eventually we do, and we always try to respond. We want to hear from y'all. We want to answer your questions. Hey, look, we talked about trying to do some live Q&As and stuff like that. We might run into some issues. I found out our Wi-Fi is not great.
Yeah, well,
at the house.
We can find a place to do one at least. We can do it.
Just maybe come in here one
Press
evening.
box,
Yeah.
media center, media room.
We'll figure it out.
After everybody clears out, we don't want to bug anybody. 'Cause
Right.
You talk loud and I don't. But
What are you saying?
well, I mean,
It is. I'm just.
everybody says it too. When we were early on doing our own production work, they're like, "Yeah, Jeff's voice is so low." It's like,
and John's is so loud.
It's like, yeah, well, that's true.
My wife tells me I talk loud.
I'm soft spoken.
My wife always says, "Why are you yelling?" She tells me that all the time.
Just like Joe Biden. Why are you yelling?
Yep. Okay, guys. Look, this has been a fun one. Big thanks to Sebastian Walcott. That's a big get. I think this may be the first one he's gone on.
Well,
you interviewed him last year. We had a little
interviewed
video
him last year, yeah.
But it was small. Wasn't
yeah, he just more comfortable. The answers were better. Anyway,
I got called out for being dumb as hell because I didn't know that Bahamas spoke English.
That's all right.
But that's okay. I mean,
Belize does too. Belize does as well.
I don't claim to be a world traveling, scholar. So that's what we do. Guys, listen, we're out at spring training. We want to see if you're out here. We appreciate you guys listening. Hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the QR code or go sign up right now for $48. If you need the QR code, let me know. Or you know what? If you need the link to sign up, let me know. I'll get it to you.
Yep.
For sure. We appreciate it. We're going to do another one. Hopefully before we get out of here, we're going to try to do a live Q&A. But until then, folks, we will see you at the yard.